Tonight on SmackDown, the Tribal Chief finally reunites with Jimmy Uso. And we get some answers from Kevin Owens, who attacked Cody Rhodes following Bad Blood. A lot of storyline development, advances, lots of great things to talk about when it comes to tonight's Friday Night SmackDown. And we are going to talk about it all right here in Alyx's world. The safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. And, of course, welcome to my SmackDown review for October 11th of 2024. A lot happened tonight, and I am ecstatic to get this show on the road. Thank you all so much for joining me. I cannot even begin to tell you how much I enjoyed this edition of SmackDown. Just an all-out great show. Listen, it's going to be a bit messy going forward because WWE is in the midst of building to their Saudi Arabia show, Crown Jewel. A show that, notoriously, if you've been watching my channel, I dislike, I do not like, I am not for. But they're getting millions upon millions of dollars to perform there. What can you do about it? So, regardless of how I feel about Crown Jewel, what I do appreciate is that they're at least giving us some material to work with building into Survivor Series. Because I was scared that while we're building to Crown Jewel, all the storylines for Survivor Series was going to stop. Thankfully, that's not the case. It feels like everything is on track. They are building all the stories nicely. Even the mid-card storylines are getting some notice, which I appreciate. So I'm very excited to see how things play into Survivor Series going forward. It's looking like a huge show. They're already beginning to reunite. The story of the old bloodline reuniting has already begun. You had Jimmy Uso go out there at the beginning of the show, talk to Roman and tell him, bro, we need help. We ain't the ones no more. I'm the only one in this family that acknowledges you as the tribal chief. Everybody else sees Solo as the tribal chief. We need help. We gotta get help from you-know-who. And Roman told him, no yeet. No yeet. Good. Let this be something they have to work towards. Keep this in mind. Jay and Jimmy, well, not even just Jay and Jimmy, but Jay and Roman in particular still have a ton of unresolved issues. More so Roman and Jay. Their issues go all the way back to 2020. So you can forget about them reconciling immediately. No, this needs to be a slow burn. If the idea is to do OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline War Games, we gotta let this cook. We gotta let this work out. You gotta let these boys get their acts together. So I'm expecting this to go on for a while, which I love. Give me something to chew on. You know, Jay's gonna be embroiled in this feud with Braun Breaker. Eventually, I suspect the Bloodline will get involved and help Braun get the IC title back, or maybe Jay will keep it. Regardless of how that turns out, Jay is going to start to switch over to what they're doing with Roman, Jimmy. You see that coming. And we're going to get a reunion between the Usos. Now, that reunion with the Usos, let that be a longer term story. Maybe we can do something where Jay is just working with them for now. Just short term. And then honestly, what we can do, this is what I suspect they'll do. I would love it if they did 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5, which they can still do. They can still do 5-on-5. They would have to get someone for Solo's group, Hikuleo or someone else. But I'm thinking 4-on-4. I would love it if they did the original Bloodline, but the original Bloodline is, of course, Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and The Rock versus the newer Bloodline, the Savages, Solo's Bloodline. the Gorillas, him, Solo, and then of course Jacob Fatu. Personally, I think that would be an excellent War Games match to see, where we get The Rock turning on Roman, and he's revealed as the real enemy of the new bloodline. He is the one pulling the strings all along. I see that coming. But let's see what they do. We got plenty of time. How long is Survivor Series away? I think it's like, what, 8 weeks? Y'all tell me. Probably around 7 to 8 weeks, right? Plenty of time. I hope what it looks like they're doing with Saudi Arabia is that they're treating that like it's a house show. A glorified house show. They already have the card ready to go. They're not going to give that too much time. They're going to mention it. They're going to have certain talent appear on Raw and SmackDown. Just let it go. I'm not going to complain about it because Saudi Arabia. Let it go. Let it be. Go with it. At least, like with tonight, they had Liv Morgan appear, and they used that time to bring in Rhea Ripley to add more heat to their feud. So, that's fine. I'm going to let it slide this time because of Saudi Arabia. Once we get past Saudi Arabia, go back to just having certain talents on Raw and certain talents on SmackDown. But what I do really want to talk about is what they did with Kevin Owens tonight. I loved everything, and I mean everything they did with Cody, Kevin, and Randy. You had Kevin literally be a pest and interrupt the women's tag match. That asshole. I like how SmackDown had 2 women's title matches. Both of them, I think, well, actually, one was for the tag team championships, and then the women's, not even the women's championship match, but the women's champ, Nia Jax, took on Naomi, and that was a non-title eliminator match. Eliminator. Who says eliminator? Non-title match, where if she pinned the champ, she gets a title shot. So, hey, cool with it. I'm someone that believes if you pin the champion, you're the champion. That's just me. I'm old school that way. Very nitpicky. Deal with it. That's just how I am. But in this instance, again, gonna let it slide. I thought Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight was a great match. And the main event was the main event. Solo beats Jimmy, as you would expect. But the whole story is, Roman needs help. Roman can't do this without help. Personally, if they go to Cody this time, Cody needs to say no. Cody needs to distance himself away from the bloodline for now. Now, eventually, he will have to deal with this beast because he'll end up fighting The Rock. But for me, this needs to be Roman's issue. This needs to be Roman's bloodline, his war. Please don't bring in Cody. If you need to bring in somebody, let it be people that he was associated with. You got plenty of them. Sammy, if you need to. Jay, of course. You can go outside the family. Rikishi. You know, there are people who are Samoan who haven't been hired by WWE yet. Do that. Make it something that's exclusive to the bloodline. I don't want them to bring in Randy or Kevin or Don't. All right, let them have their own issue because that's what they're dealing with right now. Personally, what they're doing with Cody and Kevin, let that be its thing. Let that be its own thing. If you want to do a triple threat, I don't think they should. I think the match at Survivor Series, what it's looking like, should be Cody and Kevin. Period. End of story. I don't think we're going to get The Rock at Survivor Series. Cool with that. Personally, we should get The Rock at the Royal Rumble. Cody and Rock, and then, of course, Rock and then Roman. Wrestlemania, that's what I see happening. But regardless of what we do with The Rock in the future, Survivor Series needs to be Kevin and Cody. Plain and simple, because this feud is hot. And of course, Randy's involved. Again, I've been telling all this. If they really want to do it, they could have Kevin beat Cody and people would buy it. I think they should. They won't. Probably can't. Because if they're doing Cody and Rock, you can't have Cody lose. But god damn it all, I really, really want Cody to lose that belt to Kevin. It would really shoot Kevin up to that massive heel role that he needs to be in. Because I'm thinking about the future here. Yes, The Rock, that's the main person we're going to get at WrestleMania. Despite what Dave Meltzer said, We'll talk about that in a second. The Rock is the money. He's the money match. He's the money talent. You got to keep him strong for Rumble and, of course, WrestleMania. But after that, personally, after The Rock fights Roman, that's it. Rock's gone. I'm thinking about the future. When I think about top heel talent, when I think about the type of person that's going to carry a show as like the top villain, I'm thinking Kevin Owens. That's someone I'm thinking about. So, how do we establish him? He's got to be Cody. Are there other ways to do it? 100%. But right now, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. We'll get to that in a second. But everything's looking fire for Survivor Series. I think Survivor Series, unlike Bad Blood, which going into it, I thought Bad Blood was going to be like show of the year. And then it ended up just being a good enough show. But for the most part, Hell in a Cell was the only thing noteworthy about it. And then, of course, The Rock returning. Everything else in between was not great. It just wasn't. I have a feeling Survivor Series is actually going to live up to the hype that it's getting. Because I think if all goes well and all the stories play out as I hope they will, and they should, best believe Survivor Series this year might be one of the best Survivor Series they've ever done. No cap. I'm excited about it. The amount of storytelling that the WWE is putting into these shows, these characters, these feuds, you know, it's some of those instances where you appreciate what you got now, specifically because over the last few decades, or at least the last decade, we haven't been getting this, especially for Survivor Series. Survivor Series has been the red-headed stepchild of pay-per-views under Vince McMahon for such a long time. He did not care about it. It was brand warfare, Raw versus SmackDown. Very lazy. Now it feels like, yeah, this is a big event. Not just because of War Games, but I do like the fact that we're most likely going to get 5-on-5 again, probably for the women. If I had to guess, Team Liv versus Team Rhea. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. And I'm also assuming we're going to get Nia Jax and Naomi at Survivor Series too, because she pinned Nia Jax, so why not? And if it was up to me, that's where Tiffany cashes in. They need to go ahead and do this. Go ahead and cash that in. Personally, I would go ahead and give Rhea the belt at Survivor Series too, if it was going to be a number one or a championship match. Excuse me. If she was going to get a championship match, then Rhea needs to go ahead and win that. But I think they'll probably hold off Rhea winning that championship. They can't do it till WrestleMania. I'm not feeling it for that long. Maybe Saturday night's main event. We'll play that by ear. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. Thank you all so much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and move things along. We'll kick things off with The Rock, because apparently Dave Meltzer has some news with his recent news report from the Wrestling Observer. We'll read that first, then we'll get to the review. And then, of course, we'll do all the preliminary stuff. You know how this works. Say hello to the people, the sponsorship, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to say thank you to all the people joining me right now. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your added help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate. After the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, give us a follow on Discord, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, VENMO. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? Then join the club. Become a Just Alex guy by getting a t-shirt. Hot off the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alyx is World t-shirt, and many more t-shirt designs coming your way very soon. Help expand the brand today in Alyx's world. Thank you to the lovely people over at Mint Mobile Country for being the partners of this lovely broadcast. Mint Mobile is here to give you a sweet deal on their mobile plans. Most of you watching me, y'all must pay an arm and a leg for your mobile plans. Imagine having that same quality 5G network for $15 a month. I didn't lie to you. If that's something you're interested in, then let's get a quick word from our partners before we get to some shout-outs. This video is partnered by Mint Mobile. Like many of you, I've been trying to cut back on expenses lately, but let's be real. It's tough when you got things to do and you don't want to give them up. But sometimes you have to make those sacrifices to pay your phone bill and satisfy the big tech companies. That was until I discovered Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless services starting as low as $15 a month. With Mint Mobile, you can get high-speed data plus unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. The best part? You get to keep your phone and even the phone number. Now, if you do want to purchase your own phone, they do have phones available on the website, which you can get through the link. The internet service is reliably fast. It's so seamless, I put it up there with any other network on the market. Now, some of you might think switching to a new service is a hassle. Let me reassure you, this is only going to take you 15 minutes to set up. You could literally do it right now from your phone, no need to leave your house or contact anybody. And if your device does not support eSIM, then Mint Mobile will personally ship you a physical SIM card. So if you're like me and you want to save a little bit of money without sacrificing anything, use the link trymintmobile.com/justAlyx and start your wireless plan today as low as $15 a month. Don't lose out on this opportunity. Start saving money by switching to Mint Mobile today. I want to thank you all for making me a part of your day. Please show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Shout out 97 5-star heart. Elias, a demon. New Japan Pro Wrestling girl. Khalil does everything. Highway dealing, a danger. And of course, Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like me. Also, please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Big shout out to the Super Chat champion, Debit Money. Debit Money Adams. Good to have you here, sir. Who got his Wrestlemania ticket? Well, sir, I hope you realize that you'll have to defend that belt for WrestleMania if you plan on holding that long. Will you be able to defend the belt if you go there live? We'll have to see. Maybe you'll be able to join the stream afterwards. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you're taking on Mr. Money, Debit Adams, everybody's got a price. Yeah, he's Ted DiBiase. We're working on it. We're playing it. We're playing it up a little bit. Give us some time to work out the kinks. I like it. Who's here? Who's here in the live chat? We got JJ, who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog. Chris Wrestling Views, who actually is here live for a live stream. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, my friend. I'm curious, Chris, would you be interested in competing for one of our championships? We have one championship match or championship defense tomorrow for AEW. If not, Debit Money Adams here will be defending his belt at Survivor Series. Maybe that's a place you would like to test your luck at. Something to think about, sir. But remember, when you come for the Kings, you best not miss. I see Taryn Jones, Super Pony, that's a new one. KO is not a top heel on SmackDown. Thank God we needed one. Shaw Yisrael, Trey Lasado. Please tell me if I'm saying your name right. Lasado. I think I said it right that time. Sam Peeboon, Joseph Winters, T-Man. Why did I say it? Why did I say it like Trojan Man? T-Man. We might go with it. I kind of like it. T-Man. Right hand Cam. What's good, right hand Cam? Couple more people, excuse me. Shadow Star, Daquan Savage, Immortal Beast, Road Punk. And then, of course, last one's going to go to... Ooh, who's it going to go to? Dwayne Sweetney. All right, we got a lot of people in here, but if I don't say your name, please do not be offended. It's not because I hate you. Your boy has some places to be. So we're going to go ahead and roll through the news, talk about SmackDown, and I'ma bounce like Road Punk. Because you know how Road Punk be bouncing. Road Punk. Hey. Thank you all so much for being here. Get your donations in. Give me your scores. What do you rate the show? What rates do you have for the show? What rates do you have? Look at that. What do you rate the show? 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. What grade do you give it? A, B, C, D, F. Let me know how you feel, and we'll get to your thoughts at the end of the stream. Let's talk about it. Dave Meltzer, everyone's favorite wrestling news reporter. You guys know how I feel about Dave. And it's nothing personal. I respect Dave's longevity and his importance when it comes to wrestling media. I don't think we would have wrestling journalism media without a Dave Meltzer. He's been around for decades. But unfortunately, like many other people who get old, they fall off. And Dave has been falling off horrifically as of lately. It's to the point where I don't consider him a credible news source. I don't. You might be able to look at Dave and read his news and take credibility out of it somehow, some way. I can't. PW Insider, Fightful Select, WrestleVotes, many others just do his job better. And it's stories like this that just make me not take him any more seriously. So let's get right to it. This comes from the recent edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Dave Meltzer reports that The Rock is currently not scheduled for WrestleMania 41. Why? Scheduling issues. But before I read to you what he has to say, I just gotta ask, how do you go from the main event of WrestleMania is gonna be The Rock and Cody to, by the way, Rock's not gonna be at WrestleMania now? Huh? What? Let's read what he has to say. Here's what he said, just a snippet of it. As of right now, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not scheduled for the show. Obviously, that could change. And he's going to do what he wants all the time. While nobody can say it publicly, some with old school mentalities didn't like the idea that he stole the show and it's not building to a match. End quote. Y'all, let me just break this down for you as succinctly as I can. The WWE literally moved WrestleMania 41 away from Minnesota. Originally, WrestleMania 41 was going to be in Minnesota, and they had to take it away and give Minnesota SummerSlam for 2 nights as a negotiation tactic to move WrestleMania to Las Vegas. You know how much money they end up spending to do that? Millions. They went out of their way to pay millions. Pay Las Vegas millions to host WrestleMania 41. Massive money deal. Why in the world would they do that if The Rock wasn't going to be involved? Did we forget that The Rock is running the show here? People just need to understand that this idea of The Rock not being here, that's a foregone conclusion. Yes, he has other things, and of course, he has a schedule of his own. He's a Hollywood megastar. One of the Hollywood elites. Highest paid actress in Hollywood right now. But just because he has other things doesn't mean he's going to ignore wrestling. He's literally the boss. He's the boss, guys. He is over everything. He's on the board. So everything that's happening with WWE, you don't think he knows about it? It's like people just forget that he's actually running the show alongside Triple H and, of course, Nick Khan and other people. He's here. So if he's involved with this massive storyline, with the bloodline, Roman, and you just saw him at Bad Blood, he came back at Bad Blood months before WrestleMania. Why would they do all this if The Rock wasn't going to appear? It makes no sense whatsoever. And this is why I need people to use basic common sense when you read this mess. When you read wrestling news from these reporters who say they know more, who have people inside the business, something should just go off and go, that makes no goddamn sense. So, yes, let's talk about the possibility that he probably does have a scheduling conflict. Well, if you just, first off, follow him on social media and also keep up with what's happening with his schedule, because it gets reported all the time. If you just read the news, you'll know his schedule is open. He's free. Now, could he schedule some things in the meantime? Yeah, but that would be highly irresponsible of him, because that would mean he's deliberately scheduling things around WrestleMania on purpose, although he had plans to work a match. That would just be unbecoming of him, and that doesn't seem like something The Rock would do. Because if he had plans, I doubt, and this is just me, I seriously doubt he would be back right now. Everything that I'm telling you is based off of common sense. I don't know who Dave's sources are. Because how do you go from saying the main event of WrestleMania 41 is going to be Cody and Rock? First off, that's ridiculous, number one. Because I would think, why would you do Cody and Rock that late? I would think you would want to do Rock and Cody at Royal Rumble. And then use that to springboard into Roman and Rock at WrestleMania, which is the match to do. Just talk about triple threats, and I saw that with WrestleVotes. Apparently, WrestleVotes is the ones talking about a triple threat between Cody, Rock, and Roman. Don't do that. Don't do no triple threat. Rock and Roman. That's it. Rock and Roman. Cody beats Rock at Royal Rumble. Cody becomes this uber mega champion who has beaten the elites, Roman and The Rock. He carries that with him now. And guess what? That's good, because Rock and Roman, after WrestleMania 41, you're not going to be seeing them as much, because their storyline's going to be wrapped up. You'll be seeing Roman from time to time, sure, but Rock is going to be gone after WrestleMania. Once Roman beats The Rock, that's it for Rock. He retires, and he just goes back to being the boss, full time. So, to me, if the idea is that Rock is wrapping up his career at WrestleMania 41 as an in-ring performer, I'm not saying he's not going to ever wrestle again, but like for me, if he just wants to be the boss full time, appear here and there, why wouldn't you just get it done at 41? And then everything else that he wants to do with his life, everything else that he wants to do with his career, he can focus on that. Because once he's done with WWE and wrestling, the world is his oyster. He can do whatever he wants. All it is just overseeing the product at that point. So everybody who is getting so goddamn bent out of shape over the idea of Rock and Roman happening at WrestleMania, Jesus Christ, if you're sick of people talking about it, let the goddamn match happen, get it out of the way, let The Rock retire, and then you will never, ever have to hear about it ever again. I would think people who love wrestling, who understand the wrestling business, you would want this match to happen. You would want Rock and Roman to happen in the main event of 41. That's the logical destination and the logical direction, especially after Roman lost to Cody. That should be the next match we do. That's the only next big blockbuster main event WrestleMania match we got. That's it. Now, afterwards, when Roman does beat Rock, we can talk about, all right, where do we go from here? Well, that would be interesting to see. Because I do have to wonder, once you do Rock and Roman, what other blockbuster matches does the WWE have? Because I think, for me, coming from an era where megastars were created left and right, Austin, Hogan, Taker, Rock, Shawn, Triple H, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, John Cena, we'd be here all day. I feel like this would be the last big blockbuster match that they could do. That's what I feel like. But you know what? The future's here, man. You gotta adapt and move on, and that will be something Triple H and company will have to worry about. But this idea that they're gonna move to Las Vegas and not bring in The Rock is stupid. So I don't know who told Dave that, but his sources are garbage. And something tells me WWE is playing Dave Meltzer. I think they purposely gave him false information on purpose, and he's running with it. You don't think these people in WWE aren't smart to these news reporters now? You don't think Triple H has his finger on the pulse? That's all I'm saying. You can agree to disagree. I just personally think there's no way in hell that The Rock does not show up. Does not show up at WrestleMania. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that subject. Would you like to see The Rock at WrestleMania? Before we get to WrestleMania, we have months of storytelling to get through involving the Bloodline and other crazy news bits that, of course, we'll talk about in the future. But tonight's SmackDown was live, if I'm not mistaken, from, and I want to get this right, because sometimes I be looking at some of these cities. I know it's Greenville, South Carolina. What's the name of the arena? The Bon Secours Wellness Arena. That's that right? Bon Secours Wellness Arena. Well, Greenville, South Carolina was a great crowd, as always. It's almost a given now that the WWE is going to have a great crowd because it's so hot. It's just a great place to go and be in. When they come to Houston, I don't know when they're coming to Houston. I think they're going to be here around WrestleMania season. Best believe I'm getting a ticket. I'm going to be there. But they opened, like I said before, with Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso got a big reaction from Greenville. They're happy to see him back. Says that he acknowledges Roman as his tribal chief. He's been on the shelf for 6 months. Long term. 6 months. And he was put on the shelf by his little brother, Solo Sikoa. He didn't have the balls to attack him to his face, so he got jumped from behind. So tonight, in the main event, he gonna get his lick back. Roman comes out, telling the fans to acknowledge him, and then Roman tells the people, we're the real Bloodline. We the ones. And then Jimmy stops him. He goes, no, we're not. We ain't the ones no more. We ain't the ones, buddy. They are. And they will remain the ones until we beat them. Everybody else in the family sees Solo as the tribal chief, except me. I'm the only one acknowledging you. And we need help. We need help, Roman. And then the crowd goes, yeet. They knew it. He says, there's only one person who can help us. And then Roman scowls. He scowls at Jimmy and looks at him and says, no yeet. Jimmy walks away, shaking his head like, God damn. Good. I love it when they do slow burns, especially for storylines like this. Nah, don't let them just get back together willy-nilly. Let this shit play out. Give this some leg room. Because remember, Jay and Roman got some legitimate issues dating all the way back to 2020. They're not just gonna shake hands and forget. Nope. I'm pretty sure he has his phone number, but if he called it, first off, it's probably blocked, so he wouldn't be able to get it anyways. It wouldn't be received. But even if it wasn't blocked, he would just hang up. That's what it is. That's where they are storyline-wise, and so you need to reconcile that. I love when we do storytelling logically. Continuity matters to WWE. So Roman's going to have to find a way to talk to Jay. When they first meet, there's going to be sparks. They're going to fight, as they should. And then maybe they'll come to a short-term reconciliation where Jimmy and Jay are able to work through their problems. Jay and Roman are able to work through their problems, and then they fight the Bloodline at Survivor Series. But I don't see that coming together so easily, and it shouldn't. I cannot wait to see how that first meeting is going to be. But eventually, they'll get back together. It's going to be a long-term story, though, as it should be. Roman needs to show that he's changed, and he's grown, as you would expect the storyline to go. He's got to show that he's a better person. And what reason does Jay have to believe that this is a changed Roman Reigns? In reality, he hasn't changed. It's still the same Roman. We poppin' like, oh my girls got blue like.
The last Raw on USA is in Houston.
Bam. I guess I'm going. That's where I'm going. I can't wait for it. Thank you for that. First off, thank you for that super chat. D-Rec2. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's go ahead and move things along here. This is going to be a pretty straightforward review. Even though I thought they had a lot of things to talk about, which I will definitely knock out the park. I just thought the show flowed so damn well. See, it's funny. Raw 2 hours was not a great show. You could tell they had issues kind of adjusting the 2 hours. SmackDown improved loads, because before, during the summer especially, SmackDown was not great. It was not a fun show to watch. It has improved so much. And I love that it's, well, thanks to Roman coming back, and we're getting more into the storyline with the Bloodline, The Rock coming back as well, Kevin turning heel. It's finally starting to find its legs. Let's see where it ends up by Survivor Series. Let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Carmelo Hayes took on your United States champion with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. Match was really good. I'll even say great. Melo is that dude. Melo knows how to put on a fantastic match with anybody. Not even saying L.A. Knight's a bad wrestler, but we all know that Melo carried this match. He's that good. And every time he touches that ring, he creates magic, man. I'm going to keep playing him up. He's an excellent wrestler. Now we saw Andrade make a special appearance. He didn't interfere. He was just ringside. But Carmelo would get distracted throughout the match. And he blamed Andrade for his loss. Lots of great back and forth action. But in the end, LA Knight retains clean with an awesome BFT. The way Carmelo sells the BFT is one of the best sells I've seen. But he beats him. Of course, Carmelo hates this. Goes backstage, talks to Nick Aldis and says, nah, that wasn't fair. Andrade screwed me over. And then Nick Aldis said, well, I guess we're going to Game 7. One more time. Melo versus Andrade. The winner gets LA Knight. I'm going to assume it goes to a draw. And they both get a shot. We do a triple threat at Survivor Series, which would be, first off, fire. But I'm excited to see what they do. Yeah, Game 7. Let's do it. Tie it up. Do a United States Championship triple threat match. Let's see what happens. They do some Crown Jewel build up, talking about the Crown Jewel Championship and how it's important. I really don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. Cody Rhodes is the Big Jim. That's what Roman calls Jimmy now. Big Jim Uso. Thanks him for Saturday. Jen tells him to consider it a favor and says it's family business and gives him respect. And then they talk about this upcoming tag match between NXT's Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. When I first heard about this, I went, oh no. Is this a good idea? Are you sure you want to do this right now, bringing up these NXT talent? Well, believe it or not, it turned out better than I thought, but we'll get to that in a second because that didn't even happen next. So Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson do come out, but they're interrupted by Kevin Owens, who was not scheduled for tonight, comes out in a hoodie, jumps inside the ring. Security immediately pounces on him. But Kevin is able to talk a little bit before his microphone's cut off. He's saying, hey, I'm not the bad guy. Cody turned on me. I didn't turn on Cody, because Cody joined Roman Reigns, the guy who screwed him over. He gets on the headset, keeps saying, I'm not the bad guy. Cody turned on me. Cody comes out, wants to fight him. Security gets in between them. Randy gets out there to, I can't believe I'm saying this, bring some levity to the situation. We're at the point where Randy Orton, of all people, is calming everyone down. What? Okay. So Randy's trying to bring some levity to the situation. Ends up getting elbowed by Kevin inadvertently. And then Randy punches Kevin Owens down. And Randy's like, shh, what did I do? He's beating himself up. He realized he screwed up. Kevin's holding his mouth. How could you? You're my friend. Absolute pandemonium. We see where this goes. Of course, Cody, I love this. Randy's telling Cody, calm down. Get on your bus. Get out of here. I'll take care of Kevin. I got him. I'm listening to all this, and I'm like, I'm sorry. What reality, alternate reality, did I just jump to where Randy Orton is the voice of reason, of all people? Okay? He's telling Cody, calm down. I got this. Cody ends up leaving. He leaves for the rest of the show. The next time we see Randy Orton is when he's getting attacked by Kevin Owens. There was some argument between DIY and the Street Profits. Nick Aldis leaves that argument to go see Kevin beating the crap out of Randy, screaming, you want to pick sides? You picked the wrong side! Holy crap. I love it. Absolute chaos. And I love that they're painting Kevin as an misunderstood villain. Because he honestly feels like, I'm in the right here. I'm not wrong. I'm actually in the right. Cody's in the wrong here. Why can't y'all see that? He has a case. He's not necessarily wrong about that. Because Cody teaming with the guy that made his life a living hell for the last 3 years, if not 4 years, yeah, I would completely understand why Kevin's like, fuck this guy and fuck you. We'll see, man. I'm excited about it. Very excited to see where this goes. I hope somewhere in between this, we get to see the package pile driver. If Kevin's going full heel, drop the stunner, give him the package pile driver. Give him the package pile driver. And in the meantime, you can do something between Randy and Kevin before we get to Randy and Cody, which I do see happening. All right, let's talk about him. The metaphor. Get it? Metaphor. See, if I was watching NXT. Look, guys, the reason why I don't watch NXT is for stuff like this. It's one of those things where I go, that's the place where they're allowed to be bad. That's the place where these talents are learning, growing, trying to find who they are. So I'm not expecting it to be a home run. But metaphor? Anyways, I'll be honest with you. The match was short. I was impressed. I was impressed with Last Legend and Jakara Jackson. I said, oh my goodness. They have good tag team chemistry. Jakara is very good inside the ring. Lash is a big, strong beast of a woman. Again, not hating on it, but we have plenty of those as it is. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. And then, of course, she showed up tonight, Raquel Rodriguez. But I respect it. I thought Jakara Jackson, though, really impressed me. When I was seeing her move inside the ring, I was like, oh, she good. Now, I don't know much about her in terms of whether she's ready yet, because I don't watch a lot of NXT. But if y'all told me she was ready, I'd be like, okay, yeah. Last Legend? I don't know. From the times I've seen her on the microphone, she's not great. But I did see her pick up Otis and slam him. If she's just going to be a big, strong woman, sure. Personally, the SmackDown Women's Division needs more bodies anyways. Fuck it. Call them up. If you're trying to move up NXT talent, call up Roxanne, call these two up, call up Trick Williams, and maybe, if you wanted to, Obafemi. I'm ready for Obafemi. The ruler! Yeah, but I thought this match was, for the short time it had, it was like 5 minutes, I thought they looked really good. Props to them. Now the women's tag team champs retain. You're not going to beat Bianca and Jade because they're just OP as they should be. We had a segment between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Nia Jax is telling Tiffany, after she beats Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel, it's going to be dipping time. And then she gave her one of them bullying headlocks. And she told her, you're going to cash in on Liv. Or else, bitch. Okay, she didn't say that last part, but you can tell that's what she meant to say. She has a way of communicating that with her body. Moving on, Naomi comes out and she said, I'm going to snatch you bald. Not really, but essentially, just to sum up what she said, that's what she told Nia. And Nia said, well, I'm going to snatch you first. Get the referee out here. Naomi says she can beat her. Told it to her face because she ain't scared of her. Right? So they do this thing where, get a referee, here comes Liv. Again, ignore it. Yes, she's a raw talent. They're doing Crown Jewel. Let it go. I hate that they're doing Crown Jewel. I hate that we're ignoring the brand split. What the fuck ever. Crown Jewel sucks. Whatever. She's here. And she did get involved with Naomi and Nia Jax. So at least they helped advance the storylines. Again, you had Liv and Raquel out there to help Naomi beat Nia Jax. So Naomi gets a victory over Nia Jax. So they'll get her a championship match in Survivor Series. Cool. Not worried about that. And of course, you had Tiffany Stratton out there trying to help. And then she got stopped by Raquel Rodriguez. And then as soon as Naomi beat Nia Jax, here comes Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley storms the ring, beats up Liv, beats up Raquel, even beats up Nia Jax. So again, I love that we're at least keeping the storylines going. It's stupid that we're having these people just show up randomly on Raw and SmackDown. Fuck it. Who cares? Just get through the rest of the month until we get past Crown Jewel. Once that's done, it'll go back to normal, and then we'll focus on Survivor Series. And again, with the way things are looking, I think Survivor Series is going to be great. It should be. But congratulations. Big congrats to Naomi for pinning Nia Jax and earning herself what's looking like a championship match. Regalo del Fantasma. Santos Escobar. And, of course, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And Elektra. Those four are talking to Nick Aldis backstage. Oh, where are our opportunities? Where's our opportunities? We should get opportunities. Nick Aldis is like, y'all are losers. Why should I reward you for being losers? Losers. You are a looter and a loser. And the who is the her. And then he said, well, you give all these other people opportunities. Nick Aldis said, bitch, if I give you this one opportunity, would you get out of my face? And then Seto said, maybe. And then he smacked him. No, he didn't. Like, I wish he would have. Would have been funny. He told Angel and Humberto that they're going to have a tag match next week against opponents of his choosing. As soon as that was done, the very next vignette we see, MCMG next week. Motor City! Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin are debuting on SmackDown next week, and I can't wait! That's going to be nice. And you know that match is going to cook. Oh, it's going to be great. They're going to get over immediately. Imagine DIY and MCMG. Ooh! I'm excited. Hell yeah, I'm excited. Sam P. Boone. Why wouldn't I be? The main event was Big Jim. Big Jimmy taking on Solo. It was exactly how you thought it would go. Jimmy was outnumbered by the Bloodline. He tried to get some offense on Solo. He got like 5 seconds of offense. Got some hope spots in there. But it was mostly just Solo dominating Jimmy. Basically telling the world that he's the tribal chief. And Jacob Fatu, Gorillas got involved. He ends up pinning Jimmy. And then Roman comes out to make the save. Guess what? Numbers game. Too bad. 4-2. They whoop their asses, leave them lying in the ring, and Solo is still your tribal chief. And then you end the show with Jimmy going, Roman, my man, we need help. We need the Yeet Man. We need Mr. IC Champ. And let me hear you say, are you? They need Jay. And again, they could bring in Sammy personally. If they can get The Rock and have The Rock turn on, the men during the match, that would be fucking awesome. Do that instead. And I think we'll end up having an even better match. Because The Rock is back this early for a reason. Whatever that reason is, I can't wait to see it. We got no Rock tonight. No follow-up for The Rock. But apparently we're probably going to get it soon. So we'll see where that goes. Y'all, that's SmackDown. There you go. Let's see what you guys feel about tonight's episode. Again, I'm not going to be here too long because I got some place to be. Y'all know how this works. You know your boy. Your boy gets out there. So let me see here. What y'all grading SmackDown tonight? What's the scores looking like? What's the scoreboard? Good to have you all here. Thank y'all so much for making me a part of your day. Trey Lusado says the main event was okay. Not even okay, but okay. Let me see here. Eddie Anus. Is it Anus or Anus? I'm gonna go with Anus. Anus. Eddie says The Rock won't be at WrestleMania. It's true. It's damn true. Nah, buddy. Use your common sense. It ain't happening. Chris Wrestling View says, doesn't Roman have creative booking? Yeah. That's what people don't understand here. Like, Roman has full creative control over everything he does. Literally everything. Him and Paul control everything. That's a part of his contract. Literally everything that you see with Roman Reigns, he has his input in. So, I'm pretty sure they're doing him and Rock. Guarantee. Rhea had a title for over a year and did squat with it. Liv is killing her reign with only 3 to 4 months. Yeah, honestly, Rhea's reign has been pretty forgettable. She's actually more over now without the title. Ain't that something? Rhea is a lot more over now that she's not the champion. Liv is a better champion than Rhea is, and that's kind of why I was kind of hoping we would get this to WrestleMania, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. Reading more of your comments here. Again, thank y'all so much. Here we go. Got some grades. JJ Bulldog gave it an 8 out of 10. Dylan Danger gave it an 8 out of 10. Wow, 8 out of 10's liking it. Joseph Winters gave it a 7 out of 10. Love it. Okay. Uncle Dave, you gotta sit this one out, my man. I agree, Jordan Williams. I agree. Right Hand Cam says, I don't believe that BS for 1 second. I get you, man. I get you. Ultra Shadow, you ain't said nothing but a word. A triple threat makes no damn sense. Say it louder for the people in the back. You damn right it doesn't make any goddamn sense. JJ, Cody teaming with Roman after Cody said he had no business and is finished with the bloodline, but then teamed with Roman anyway. It's one of those things where Kevin's not wrong. He's not wrong. Kevin's like, I'm not the bad guy. Like, come on now. I don't know, bro. That's right. Motor City Machine Guns are coming next week. You guys excited about it? A&B Convos. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to pause what you're doing. I want you to take a step back. I want you to take in a deep breath. One more. You know what you just took in? You just absorbed the greatness in the air because A&B Combos is in the building. Greatness is in your vicinity because when these two walk into a room, we all get better. They make you better. They make me better. They make Alyx's world better because we family. So everybody show your love to the 2 top reactors for professional wrestling here on YouTube. Say hello and show your love to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Had to put a little spice on it this week. Love you. Love you guys. Will you guys, A&B Combos, quickly, will you guys be doing a live reaction for AEW tomorrow? Wrestle Dream? I'm not saying you have to. I'm just curious if you will be. If you're not, I completely understand because that card's garbage. I'm not even gonna lie, card's bad. I'm just curious if you are. Dawson Cham gave the show an 8 out of 10. Really good. SmackDown and I really love that Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody stuff. But not at the expense of the time on that Women Tag Team Championship match. Yeah, they only got 5 minutes. But at least the women were booked better on SmackDown tonight than how they were booked on Raw. A&B Combos would, but unfortunately they'll be filming additional content. Right, because you guys told me you were watching, or you have watched the Vince McMahon documentary. Hey, get to that. Get that up as soon as possible and shoot me a message once it's up. I gotta watch your thoughts on that. Because there was some kooky things that, of course, that was involved in that. Alright, y'all. I think the overall consensus is SmackDown was a good show tonight. I thought it was a great show. If I was to give it a grade, B+, 8.5 out of 10. But that's just me. Guys, I gotta get out of here. So, thank you all so much for making me a part of your day. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, and Cashapp, and VENMO. I love you all. Love the support. Love everybody continuing to show love to Alyx's world. You know what to do. Keep watching the streams, keep watching the videos, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Take it easy. Peace. When you're when you're